from the title, and I'm waiting for a few of you guys to get in. Ooh, I'd like to do the blue light special, but geez, this is really dark. Y'all can't even hardly see me. Let me see if I could. It's a little dark, but oh well. It's about the story, not me. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna talk about today. We are going to be talking about Twitch. His wife, with the widow now, she came out with a book, and she basically, went through after he was found, allegedly. A lot of people never believed her story from the beginning, right? Excuse me, you guys. I'm gonna have to edit that out. But anyway, a lot of people really just didn't believe her story. A lot of people felt like she knew more than what she was telling, and that she possibly had something to do with it. Hey, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the chat. Please, as you come in, could you please hit that like button? So a lot of people feel like she had something to do with his death or something. They feel like she knew more than what she was saying. And after his death, her coming out and releasing bits and pieces of his memoir, like, people are really infuriated. Like, she's gone on this tour, she wrote this book, she made his family sign this NDA. So a lot of people were really, really, oh, you guys know what? Let me get this together before I even go live, because that's gonna be a problem. Hold
We're
on.
gonna continue on talking about this particular situation.
I gotta
What I
make
want to
sure.
focus on is the fact that
Yeah, so she wrote this book. She's been criticized for trying to force his family to sign an NDA. I mean, to go to the funeral. So people were just up in arms about it. Like, this lady is crazy. Of course, Twitch was African American. His wife was white. So people thought maybe it's some cultural differences. Maybe, like, that was just weird. But when it first happened, when it initially happened, I always thought that it was kind of bizarre. Like, she wrote the the note that he left, the note that you leave when you unalive yourself. The note that he left saying that he couldn't bear to go on, and that it's just something that he had been fighting, and he couldn't, something that he could not overcome. I always felt that it was more to the story than that. I felt that it was something a little more sinister. And so I'm telling you guys, if you go back to my first videos, if you go back, I think I was one of the first content creators that said I felt like it had something to do with, assault of a minor, right? That's what I said. That's what I thought. However, I thought that maybe there was something going on with, maybe in the family, something with him and one of his own children. That was my first inclination, because it just seems so weird. I know people have, and this is thank you for joining the chat. Please hit the like button. I know I'm giving my trigger warning, because we're going to be talking about stuff that is uncomfortable for some people. But I felt that it had something to do with, So anyway, we're going to get into this video. And this is from a channel called Ringo Starr TV. This man is like has done the most on all of these videos about Stephen Twitch. When it first started, he has the most detailed videos, very long videos. But if you really want to go like throughout the history, you want to do a deep dive, go check out his channel. And I'm going to play. I have not listened to the whole audio. I've listened to bits of it, because you can listen to it on Spotify. Shout out to AT2 for letting me know that. And also listening to Ringo Starr TV talk about it. So let's get into what he's saying. And this is crazy, you guys. We talked about this before, but I knew it was more to the story. I knew it was more to the story than what initially we were being told.
Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of being a pedophile, and that is the reason why he killed himself. This is coming from Alison Holker. This is coming from her book. This is what she said. This is not what I said, right?
Again, you guys, this is Ringo Starr, and he's saying that I have not read the book, but he's read the book. I would say he's almost a subject matter expert on this particular topic at this point. He's done all the research. I mean, he has the most videos online about all of this. So check this out.
So we want to talk about these things and make sense of it. It is what it is. Those of you that are on the Ringo TV Raw channel are pretty much everything that we're going to be talking about, you'll be able to hear. If I show any sort of visuals, like, for example, if I go like this and go to this screen, only those on the reaction channel can see that, right? That's just an image of Twitch and Allison together. If you can look carefully, you see a creep with a lollipop next to some kids. Why? Because that is what Allison is accusing Twitch of being. She's accusing him of being a pedophile. Very, very disgusting, nasty work. But we got to talk about it because Twitch's family, they're not doing anything about this. They're busy.
Y'all, please hit the like button. Let's get the likes up.
Making side deals with Gail from the news media. I mean, all of these people are in bed, the same system. That's why you're not going to really see any impact, because the very same system that Gail is a part of, Allison is a part of. So it's like, it's not going to bring or yield any results. If Twitch's family is not crying aloud for justice for Twitch, they're wasting their time. Everything else is just entertainment, and the beast system will make sure that Twitch's family end up.
For those of you that are just joining, Allison Holker, Twitch's widow, released her book, and in the book, she talks about in his memoirs that she believes that he unalived himself because he thought that he may become a predator like what had been done to him. So we're just listening to Ringo Starr talk about that.
Looking bad in the long run. Anybody that go on Gail's interviews or whatever the case is always end up looking bad. People got to really pay attention to what goes on. So we're going to get right into it, right? So we're going to go right to the pages and break this thing down for you, because we want you, the viewer, to pretty much know what's going on. And I don't want nobody to be deceived any longer.
Please hit the like button. Please hit the like, y'all.
We're going to focus on the fact that Allison Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of being a pedophile, and this is the reason why he killed himself. That's basically it. So Allison Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of being a pedophile, and let me see what else we have here. Yeah.
Y'all, I did not know. I knew when he first unalived himself, I did not feel that some of the things that we were being told were true, but I always had a suspicion that it was something deeper and more sinister. And now we're finding out. His family is furious with the information she has revealed. Let's listen to Ringo Starr.
And that's pretty much the reason why he killed himself. So that's what she's looking for. That's what she's pretty much saying right now, right? So I want to get into that so that the people can see that. Maybe I didn't update the title. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's pretty much the title. So this is actually the old title here. Let me get rid of that. That's the old title. That's the new title. Breaking news. Allison Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of killing himself because he was a pedophile.
So y'all, we're going to be talking about and watching this video, and we're going to also watch Stephen Twitch's family go on the Gayle King show and talk about how they felt about all of this. I mean, this is shocking, unbelievable, but I said from the beginning, I thought it was something that had to do with some child stuff. I said that early on in multiple videos.
We're going to be talking about. So now, let's get right into the content, find out what's so crazy about this, right? So now, and I have to talk about some other things regarding...
Please hit the like button for those of you that are just joining. Please help me get in the algorithm. Y'all hit that like button.
People putting out content, they're not being truthful. When you talk about these topics, you got to make sure you're telling the truth, right? You can't be posting information that's not accurate. So I got to clean up a lot of mess that people are doing. Again, when we're dealing with Twitch, when we're dealing with the case of Twitch, Ringo TV Reactions is the #1 source. Everyone else is just doing what I'm doing. right? I need you to understand that. Ringo TV Reactions is the #1 source, all things Twitch investigative reporting. Anybody else?
Shout out to Ringo TV because he is absolutely right. He has the most comprehensive information on this Stephen Twitch boss unaliving situation. Please hit the like button, please.
Is copying and doing what I'm doing. Nobody else is as passionate. Nobody else is as thorough. Everyone else is following my lead. I need for you to know that. So you, the viewer, have a responsibility. Clicking the like button, sharing the content. Now, what exactly is going on? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, right? And for those of you that might be like, but what's the problem if other people are talking about it? They could talk about it, but at the end of the day, if you're just regurgitating what I already said, you're not really talking about it. You're just following me. So might as well just tell everybody come follow what I'm doing, because nobody else is as passionate as what I'm doing. I'm dedicated to what I do, right? That's why I'm doing the content. That's why I have the book, because I do the research. I actually read. You know, I'm doing the work. Unlike Twitch's family, they're not doing no work. Twitch's cousins, they're not doing no work. Manny, he's not doing no work. He's busy posting the so-called man and took himself out. How could she give you that? I mean, we know he was murdered. At the same time, how could she tell you?
Y'all, please hit the like button. So basically what he's saying is that she says, based on his entries in his memoirs, she believes that he unalived himself because he did not want to become a predator, and that he was afraid he might do to his own son what was done to him. Now, again, when all of this broke, I said, I didn't care what they came out with. Go to my old videos. I said that I knew that it had something to do with a child. I just knew it. I knew it.
The reason why he did it is because he was afraid he was going to molest his own son. When have you ever heard of Twitch liking little children?
Now this comment that he just made right here, I kind of disagree with that, because there's so much that goes on in Hollywood and behind the scenes that we wouldn't know about. So when you pose the question, when have we heard of Twitch messing with little kids, we would not have probably heard. I mean, just like we didn't hear all this ish about Diddy. So that's not a valid question to me. I mean, great content, but I disagree with him on that point.
These are her own perverted thoughts. These are her own sick mentality. Now, we already talked about this. When the book was released on the 4th, we pretty much was the first on social media to have the book. And I read chapter 13 for you. I didn't complete it, but I pretty much read the majority of it. So we already read it, but I want to break it all down, right? So now let's read it from the top.
Okay, y'all, he's about to read what she said. Please get those likes up. There's 6 of us in the chat. Y'all can get them likes up. Come on now.
We're on chapter 13. A staggering discovery. Allison Holker. Book this far. It starts off by saying, when combing through Stephen's journals after his death, I gained a sickening clarity, if not a concrete sense of why he did what he did. In other words, she's talking about why he killed himself. A few of his entries would allude to sexual abuse he endured as a child at the hands of an adult male. A trauma.
Please get the likes up. Now, it's crazy if these were written in his private journal or his, nobody expects that stuff to be publicized, especially a celebrity. If you're in the public eye, I think she's trash for what she did. But let's listen.
He detailed in strict confidence to his friend, whom we don't even know, whom she have not released that info. None of this stuff is verified. A few of his entries would allude to sexual abuse he endured as a child at the hands of an adult male, a trauma he detailed in strict confidence to his friend, who relayed the conversation to me only after Stephen's death. Okay, who is this friend?
Yeah, great question. Please hit the like button. Please get those likes up. Yeah, so when you make statements and allegations like that, you need to present a person who could validate what you're saying, right? I think the fact that she published this is just terrible. But now his family is just confused. Like, as a parent, and you hear that your son was touched, and now he can't even tell you about it. It's coming from the wife. This is crazy.
Because everybody claimed they're Stephen's friend. Everybody right now is claiming they're Twitch's friend. Allison is saying that a friend of Stephen told her these things. Now, why would a friend of Stephen go to Allison to tell her about, Stephen, he was molested when he was a kid. He was essayed. And I just thought I'd tell you that now that he's dead. Who is that friend? Was it Manny? I doubt it, because Manny was never his friend. I told you that already. We already exposed Manny. Who was it?
Please hit the like button. Let's get those likes up, please. Let's get the likes up, and then we're going to go ahead and watch his family talk to Gayle King about this.
Because Allison is saying these things, but nothing is verified. Right? So she says, I don't expect... Wait, hold on. A few of his entries would allude to sexual abuse he endured as a child at the hands of an adult male, a trauma he detailed in strict confidence to a friend who relayed the conversation to me only after Stephen's death. I don't expect I'll ever have a definitive answer. But from what he wrote on the page, I couldn't help but wonder. Now, this is what she's wondering.
Please hit the like button. Let's get those likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up.
Did the abuse happen when he was roughly the same age as Maddox?
Y'all, for her to write stuff like this woman hates him, right? And I still think that, hey, thanks for the like. I appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all hit the like button. I feel like even though because she's speculating, she's saying that she believes that he unalived himself because he was afraid that he was going to become a predator like the person that violated him. But with all of her anger and everything that she's saying, I honestly, y'all remember I said this months ago, I feel like something already happened and she knows about it. She's just not telling us. I feel she's saying as much as she can in her anger. And I know some people feel like she's smearing his name, but I really think it's even deeper.
So whatever she read never said what age he was abused. What she read in this fairy tale journal never detailed any age in which something happened. She's saying this. Did the abuse happen when he was roughly the same age as Maddox? Did it? Come on now. Did the abuse happen when he was roughly the same age as Maddox?
Maddox is their son together.
Now watch this. Did becoming a biological father delage those buried memories of his childhood abuse? And did he worry that he was somehow fated to do to his son the same monstrous things that had been done to him?
There's a lot of speculation in what she's saying based on this book. But y'all, I believe that woman knows her hatred for him is so strong. I feel like she's giving clues. She wants people to know that something happened. I don't agree with how she published his memoirs or anything. I personally think, I said initially that maybe something happened with the daughter. Maybe not. I don't know. But I always felt that it was something with a child. Because of his note, the note that he left, he can't live with this anymore. Something he's been struggling with. I mean, and they were saying, oh, it was depression. No, 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 no. And I know people can suffer with depression and unalive themselves. But I just, for some reason, looking at their family photos, something just struck me as odd. Please get the likes up, y'all. Let's hit that like button. Smash the like button, y'all.
That's what she wrote. It's in the book.
And that's chapter 13, the staggering discovery.
Did becoming, now watch this. Did becoming a biological father dislodge those buried memories of his childhood abuse? And did he worry that he was somehow fated to do to his son, not his daughter, to his son, the same monstrous things that had been done to him?
Okay, you guys, so that was Ringo Starr. He was the first person that I saw even, bring it up, because I haven't read the book. But now let's go watch his family. They went on the Gayle King. Oh, okay, I see more light now. They went on the Gayle King show, CBS Mornings, and they talked about it. Of course, his mother was mortified to hear that her son had written in his memoirs that he had been touched as a child. So they're going to respond to it. Again, I feel like something happened, and I feel like she knows. I feel like there was an incident and something happened, because on his note it says he's been struggling with it, but I really feel that maybe something happened.
For the family of Stephen Twitch Boss, he became a household name as a DJ and co-executive producer of the Ellen DeGeneres Show. But he first rose to fame as a dancer, and boy, could he dance. That is how he met his wife, fellow dancer Allison Holker. She's a great dancer too. The couple were raising 3 children together when he took his own life back in December of 2022. It's what happened after his death, including Allison's recent release of a memoir that has fueled tensions between his widow and his family. We sat down with Stephen's mother, Connie Boss Alexander, and his brother, Jay Rose, after they reached out to us at Connie's home in Arizona. This interview took place right before Allison's book was released.
You guys, please hit that like button. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. And for those of you that are just joining, we're talking about the fact that Allison Holker, which is Twitch's widow, released his memoirs, and she believes, and she's alleging that he may have taken his own life because he was afraid that he was going to become a predator and may have touched his own son.
What do you miss most? What do you want us to know about him as his mom, and what do you miss most?
That face.
That face.
Whenever we were apart and we would get back together, the first thing I would say is, oh, there's my face. There's my face.
Most people know Stephen Boss as Twitch, a charismatic dancer and daytime personality. But to Connie Boss Alexander, Stephen was her loving son.
He was kind and caring, and I know that sounds cliche, but he truly was kind and caring and always wanting to make sure you were okay and taking care of you. We're a very affectionate family, so very affectionate. He always kissed me on my forehead. Yeah. I miss that.
Yeah. Connie last texted with Stephen on Monday, December 12th, 2022. She says it was an ordinary conversation. They talked about work and his children's Christmas list. The next morning, Connie says she got a phone call from his wife, Allison Holker, asking if she...
Now, you guys know a lot of people are not buying her story about how, where he was found and that he went to the hotel. It's just so many people think that is a lie and that she may have had something to do with it, his wife.
Hours later, he was found dead in a hotel room with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Connie's brother Alan told her the terrible news.
And I just remember Alan saying, Connie, he's gone. And I just dropped. You can't imagine those words.
I can. Connie says she is still processing Stephen's death and what she says happened next when she flew to California to be with Allison and the children.
The intent
Y'all, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up.
was to grieve together, be a family together, because we were family, we were boss. And we wanted to be there for her. We were, trying to figure out what we were going to do or what she wanted to do in terms of plans. And then I got a phone call saying, we need you guys to sign non-disclosure agreements. And we were like, why? What's going on? What is this for? And she says, well, somebody in the family has sold a story to a magazine. And
now, hearing her explain it, like when I first heard this story, I was just livid. Like, how dare she do this? And I still don't think it was a great thing to do. But given the context behind it, it does make a little bit more sense. I mean, we know that she had them signing for selfish reasons and all this stuff. That is his mother, his family. But it does add context now.
we were like, what are you talking about? Who did this? And she said, Granddad. And that's Stephen's grandfather. And now, if you know my dad, he's the most respected, the most integrity. Would never do that. So a magazine did call him, and in the throes of grief, my father answered the phone, and they asked him
Questions.
Right.
Yeah, I don't believe that elderly man sold his story. I believe somebody reached out to him and he just started talking like old people do sometimes. They don't really even know. But y'all get those likes up. Hit that like button.
He's answering, right. He's answering the questions and, saying we're grieving. We don't know what happened, whatever the answers were. But it was at that point that it became, you guys are doing this. We need you to sign this.
Yeah. Hey, Christy, thank you for joining. Please hit that like button if you haven't. I went through this interview as well, and I don't believe that the dad I don't believe that the dad sold the story. But I mean, when I first heard about the NDA, I was just lividly, because I'm thinking if something happened to me and my parents had to be asked to do that, that's crazy. But I mean, maybe she did not want the story out there, but I don't believe that the granddad sold it. I think that's a lie. I think a lot of what she's saying is a lie, to be honest.
And we were like, no, that is not true. And that's kind of where it started.
So that's when the friction started, asking for the NDA.
It went downhill from there.
You were asked to sign an NDA to go to the funeral?
It became, if you don't sign, you will not be able to see him and you will not be able to participate.
That is literally disgusting for a mother. I mean, I get once you get married, your wife is in control, but I don't know, for us moms out there, that literally would just snatch my soul. Like, you would not have to ask a mother to sign an NDA for her own child. I mean, well, hell, there are some mothers out there, but she doesn't seem like that.
He says she signed a revised version of the non-disclosure agreement so that she could see her son before he was cremated. In her now released memoir, Allison Holker expressed concern about pictures of Stephen leaking to the public.
To make me sign a document to see the child that I brought into the world?
Sad. Oh my gosh.
I can't even put into words.
I know.
What that feels like.
It's disgusting.
And this was a sensational story, so definitely there are going to
Christy says, no, he didn't. It is a lie. Miss Holker is, yeah. I agree, Chrissy. I think it's more to this story too, though. But yeah, it's crazy, and we're finding out she's been arrested, all of this stuff, and to publish somebody's personal memoirs, like who does that though? You are supposed to protect them in their death. She's crazy.
People out there who would take advantage of that. So I truly understand that. I guess my issue with it is that we are family.
Yeah.
I'm his mother. What did you honestly think I was going to do? You know,
That part right there, as his mother, she wants to protect his image as well, like, and her grandkids. I don't know what this Allison was thinking. And hey, Ricky, he fool. Maybe I said it right. I hope I said it right. Yes, please double tap the screen and thank you for those likes, y'all. Let's get those likes up. For those of you that are just joining, you guys know that Allison has come out and said that Twitch may have unalived himself because he thought that he was going to become a predator and touch his own son. So that's what we're talking about. Hey, Michael, welcome.
His grandparents, his uncle, his aunts. What did you think we were going to do?
Now, just over 2 years since Stephen's death, a People magazine article has become a new point of contention. It included details from Allison's book about Stephen's marijuana use, and Allison allegedly finding a, quote, cornucopia of other drugs in the home he shared with her and their 3 children after Stephen passed. And when you read it for...
and that's also crazy. Who gives a damn what I've heard after the fact is that the autopsy did not find any drugs in his system, but a lot of people do various things recreational. I'm not condoning that, y'all. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, did we need to know that? Like, all this information, she is smearing this man's name in his death. That's the part that I don't understand. Now, the whole thing about, was there some pedo stuff going on? I do believe that's a possibility, and something, in my opinion, occurred because this woman literally loathes him. Like, so I feel like something happened, but I had said that from the beginning.
For the first time and heard it, what did you think? How did you react?
Immediately it was, oh my God. And then it was, this is going to be out there for the kids to see.
The People article also included details about Stephen's private journals, where Allison says he alluded to being sexually abused as a child.
I guess my thought is, first of all, that was his story to tell.
Were you aware that...
Thank you, Ricky. Yes, please get those likes up. Please double tap the screen. Get those likes up for me, y'all.
That was even a possible issue for him? You know, in the People article there, she alludes that he...
Hey, family. Hey, Lounge. Y'all welcome. The Lounge, please go follow her on The Lounge on YouTube. She has great content. Lounge, we're up here talking about Allison Holker saying that she believes Twitch unalived himself because maybe he thought he was going to be a predator, like what had happened to him.
May have been that he seemed to indicate that he had been sexually abused by a trusted male figure in his life.
No.
You were not aware of any of that?
No.
Those details were also a shock to Stephen's younger brother, Dre Rose. So did you know about any of these issues before the People magazine article came out? Cornucopia of drugs, including mushrooms, pills, and other substances, implying that he had a serious drug issue.
I knew that recreationally he's used or tried things. That wasn't a shock to me. This cornucopia of drugs that had to be Googled, we don't even know if those were.
And she got a lot of nerves because from what they're saying, people who knew them from back in the day are saying that she used to do stuff as well. She's been arrested. She used to drink. Like, why are you bringing all this stuff to the public? Who cares? A lot of people do a lot of things. Y'all, please get the likes up. Please hit the like button, please.
Know anything to be true.
Finish that sentence. We don't even know if those were his?
Yes, I mean, really, it's hearsay. It's someone else's version. And if that is the truth, there could have been a better way to bring that to the family, and then we discuss, what that meant.
So you wish there would have been a conversation with the family,
yes.
that I found this.
Yeah, huh? Do you know anything about it?
Were you aware of,
Oh, you guys, that's another good point. Like they're saying they didn't find out any of this stuff until it hit the media. Like I can't imagine. Yes, you guys, thank you, Lounge. Yes, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Can you imagine your child is deceased and then their spouse publishes all this dirt and smut on them before and don't even tell you before you and you hear about it in the media? Oh my God, that's heartbreaking.
possible sexual abuse in his childhood? You knew nothing
that was
about
new. That was
So that was a shock to you
was
to hear
new.
that?
Yes, it was a shock to me. It was a shock to our father. Because when that comes up, it's like, well, hold on, a male
was
figure.
it? A male figure,
right?
yeah.
So now you have our family looking at each other like, well, what happened? And we didn't know anything of that name.
And that's the other part. The family is like saying, well, who, like she's saying it was listed, but they're saying who did it. Like nobody knows who did it. Christy says, hey, you can't slander the elder men in the family. Hold on, let me see. Miss Holker wants to do in Mr. Stephen Twitch boss family. She can't do that. Yeah, that's crazy.
When we talk about drugs, and she didn't use the word that he was an addict, but she did say that there were a lot of drugs. Couldn't she have known things about him that...
Hey, KMR, welcome to the chat. Please hit the like if you're just coming in. And no, you're not late to the party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Diddy party, right? No, I'm just kidding, you guys.
You two didn't. Mom wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
It's a possibility. I mean,
the
they were
wife
married.
often knows more than the family, even as close as the family is. You don't give her any pass on that she may know things that you all didn't know
I think
about him.
there are things that she knows that we didn't know, but also know that there are things about him that she didn't know.
Dre, who worked...
Well, y'all hit the like button. Please get the likes up. Now, the crazy part is, though, she's saying that he's saying that the family knew things, that she knew things that the family didn't know. Well, hell, clearly she didn't know either because she claimed she read it in the journal, the diary.
Stephen says his brother would often confide in him about struggling with issues like imposter syndrome, and together they would come up with ways to tackle his insecurities. He says Stephen told him that those conversations were difficult with Allison.
So imposter syndrome, for those of you that may not know, please hit the like button. Please get those likes up. And shout out to AT2 because he's the one who gave the first definition. It's just a matter of, I think this became a really big buzzword in the last 10 years for recent college students where they feel like they go to these corporate jobs or go to these companies and they feel like they really don't fit in. They don't feel like their qualifications are good enough. And it's just kind of self-doubt when in fact you're really you're good enough. You are. So that's all that is. But please hit the like button.
In my opinion, our conversation that he had with me, he felt silenced. Like he couldn't get it out.
He felt silenced in his own home?
Yes, often. Mm-hmm. Often. I mean, he loved his wife. He loved those kids.
Yeah.
And he would definitely give them his last. But in any situation in which you can't have a conversation and get resolved, it becomes one-sided. And I believe, because you asked about their relationship, I can say that there were many conversations there was no resolve. Mm-hmm. But he would always say to me, this is life. The lights are on.
Based on what she did after his death, this lady to me seems like she was a bully. I'm just going to say it. And friends and family who have talked about him in his passing has said that he was a soft spirit, kind of quiet, like he was an introvert, but he was able to dance and he had to force himself to be out there. But I bet you being married to her, she sounds like a effing bully.
Figure it out.
A lot has been made about the NDA, that the family was asked to sign an NDA, to go to the funeral, to have the wake. What is your take about this NDA?
The NDA made my brother's life and experiences pretty much intellectual property.
The family shared a copy of the initial confidentiality agreement, which Dre says was sent by Allison's assistant 3 days after Stephen's death. It names Allison Holker, her family, and Stephen Boss as beneficiaries, and says that confidential information about their professional or business endeavors, personal lives, and any photographs, films, or videos cannot be disclosed, even in the course of casual discussions, to any person or entity. In a revised version of that NDA, the Boss family and
Yes, Chrissy, I kind of feel just based on what I've seen of things that I've read about her, how she published this, that I mean, I'm going to say a narcissist, even though I hate to be saying that. Hey, Ricky the Fool, yes, happy Black History Month, yes.
Allison's team changed the terms of the agreement from an unlimited time frame to apply only to the information learned between the time of Stephen's death and his memorial service.
It was presented to us as, we don't want pictures at the wake and funeral and things of that nature.
That's a fair request.
Two things can be true.
Yeah.
But if you have that in the beginning of the NDA and then in the fine print, it says all these other things that are included, that's the concern.
After the People magazine article was published, members of the Boss family and the public.
Now, y'all, check this out. The older lady lounge, that's his mother. Yeah, that's his mother. Please get the likes up. Chrissy says, yes, she is a narcissist. To happy Black History. Yes, my birthday is next. Happy early birthday next February 19th. Happy birthday. I hope you celebrate. I hope you do something fun.
And reacting online. Allison Holker put out a statement in response to that backlash.
No, Ricky, I just saw AT2 talk about that. I need to get that. I want to see it. Is it recent? I've heard about it, but I have not seen it, but I'm definitely going to get it. And yeah, I'll probably be playing it too.
Saying in part that she hoped by sharing the full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or.
Okay, so basically this says, I hope that by sharing our full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or a loved one in Stephen. Now, here's the thing. First of all, how are you going to help somebody else when you're not respecting his own family, y'all? That's number one. He has a child with you. He has family that is still grieving and mourning. How are you trying to help other people when you're not even respecting his immediate family? That's number one. And then this whole NDA, oh, you don't want people to talk about it because you were planning to profit off of it. Making this man's own mother sign an NDA before she could see his body? Oh, lady, you're trash.
Loved one in Stephen. What do you say to that?
I see no accountability in that statement. I see no accountability in the fact that the family had to find out about these things in the manner that they did. And if that is what you want to convey or share to the public, bringing up someone's journal entries, that's not how you expose it. There could have been, hey, this is my experience and I want to let people know what to look for. Mm-hmm. But to use my brother's name and make it seem like he had this serious addiction problem and this sexual abuse allegation, that,
like I said, and a lot of people said this woman despised him. She makes him seem like he's a rug user, like he's a pedo. Like she talks about the financial situation, like he was a big spender. Like she just threw this man all under the bus. Who does that? I mean, I understand when people die, if they weren't great people, then you shouldn't be lying. But this is crazy. Ricky says, you did? Oh, okay. I personally knew Twitch. I used to choreograph on, I don't know what that one is. And I was on Block LA, New York City Talent Agency. He was genuine and raised well, but has some I believe I feel like he was an introvert. You could tell, that they said he was really shy, and he probably did have some internal issues. Do you think the whole pedo stuff could have possibly been true just based on, it's hard to say, but just based on what you knew?
Could have been true. That could have been true, but that isn't. I don't think that's the reason why my brother isn't here today.
You don't? Why do you think your brother isn't here today?
I think that's a question for Allison.
Oh, wow.
What are you saying, Dre?
I think she knows more than us because she was there. She knows his last known whereabouts. She knows the last conversation they had.
So the way to heal, because ultimately you want to see your grandchildren and you want to see your nieces and your nephews. So what do you do to heal this? And I'm not even saying it's all.
You guys, I know this is an unpopular opinion, and please don't shoot the messenger, but I think this whole pedo thing, I believe an incident occurred, and I believe she's just not talking about it. Not that she's trying to protect him, but maybe one of the children. I do believe that something happened because the way I do think she's a narcissist, but this level of anger and just lashing out, it kind of it's more. It's like something happened and you're trying to punish him.
All on you, but what can be done to heal this?
Extend the offer for a conversation.
Dre?
I feel like we've extended our hand the past 2 years.
Hey, Lounge, no, the narcissist, in my opinion, is his wife, Allison Holker. She's the one who made the family sign the NDAs before they could even see him and to even be able to come to the funeral. Like, that's his mother. And so apparently the grandfather, he somebody called the grandfather, okay, and he's an older man, and so he just was talking like, yeah, he didn't know, probably he was in grief and shock, and so how these paparazzi and the different people, they called him, and so he was talking about the death, like the last time that he spent with Steven and stuff like that. And so she used that little soundbite to lie, in my opinion, and say that, oh, he sold the story. The grandfather looks like up in his 70s. This man ain't sold no damn story. And so that's how she tried to, use that as an excuse to say why his whole family had to be under NDA or anybody that was going to the funeral. So, I mean, it was definitely overkill. I mean, it was too much.
And there hasn't been consistency.
Extended outside of social media.
Outside, oh yes.
Yeah, outside of social media.
There's many messages and phone calls where we've been left unread or not acknowledged. So to me, it's changed behavior. Like if you make an act that shows kindness, if you embody the spirit that my brother had of kindness and love and light.
But I don't know what they're expecting from her because she's already done moved on with a new man. I mean, I know some people say, well, how long do you guys think she should be by herself? Well, but damn.
Give that light to his family. You want to help people? Help his family heal because we're going through it as well.
Now, in a statement Connie Boss Alexander sent us after finishing Allison Holker's book, she said in part, devastated does not begin to describe my pain. I am blindsided and heartbroken by the cruel, reckless implications in her book, which not only dishonor my son's memory, but also inflict irreparable harm on our grieving family. In a statement to CBS News, Allison Holker says this: Connie has and will continue to be a positive and loving figure in Allison and Stephen's son, Maddox, and daughter Zaya's lives. From grandparents' day at school to family lunches, ice cream dates, and Stephen's brother Cameron's video game meetups with Maddox. We hope to continue these traditions over the years and work together to keep Stephen's memory alive.
And see, people are saying she's lying about that because the grandmother was saying that she hasn't been seeing the kids. She kept them away. The lounge says, oh, she moved on. Yes, she did. I think he passed in like 2022. But let's see. I don't know much about Twitch Soundset. Yeah, so he was the dancer. He used to be a dancer on the Ellen DeGeneres show, right? But Lounge, I don't know if you know about him, but he's one of the people that his name comes up in that whole stuff about the Diddy drama. Just think about it. Because they're talking about the whole with the children and all of that. His name started to come up in that whole thing because of his connection to Ellen and to Diddy. So I mean, I don't know about that, but I always thought that it was weird that the way when after he died, just her whole behavior, it was like she hated him. So when he said, yes, double tap the screen, please, yes, and let's get the likes up. But I also felt that it was something when they said, oh, he unalived himself because of depression. He said he was struggling with something that he had been struggling with for years. I immediately thought, I think it's got something to do with some children. Maybe because of his association with Ellen, I don't know. But my immediate thoughts was like, it's more than just it's something when they said he was struggling with it. Effectively me says it's interesting you are calling him. I'm not calling him a pedo. And you know that woman would have outed him in that book. I'm not. I felt that there. I'm not. I think that something happened. So, but I'm not calling him that. But I do feel like based on the way all of this came out in the beginning, I do feel like it was strange, and I think it was deeper than him saying that he was struggling with something. That is something that would make a person want to not be here. Like if you were struggling with that, and if these things are true, which I don't know, but I could see that would be troubling, you know. I don't like the way that she outed it. I feel like it's something that should have been handled behind the scenes. I feel like his family should have been notified. But yeah, I just on the way she's reacting, and I do think she's a narcissist, but I also feel like something happened and she's angry and she's trying to punish him. That's what I think. So I mean, if you don't agree, hey, it's all good. Let's keep going.
You know, when they reach out to me, neither one of us were interested in doing a Let's Bash Allison interview, and I don't think that's what this is. They just really wanted people to know from their side.
They want their truths out too.
They want their truth out. They're worried about Stephen's legacy. She's only seen her grandchildren twice since Stephen's death, over 2 years and 2 months ago. She would like to have more contact. We should point out that the autopsy report showed no drugs or alcohol were found in Stephen's system at the time of his death. That was very important. They wanted people to know that. So it's a family in pain, I think, on both sides, and I'm hoping that they can figure out a way that they can come together so that they can heal.
Yeah. They're all dealing
See the
with
children.
the grief and the trauma
Yeah.
of what happened. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Because it was a shock.
I do feel for Stephen's family. I do. My heart breaks for them.
Yeah.
And that's his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they can find a way to come together and put all this, and there is a lot, as just laid out, for the kids, for nothing else.
Yeah, it's hard to hear that they learned those things in the media the same time we all did.
Difficult sit down, but you did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Lounge, I'm sorry it's sad. I'm sorry.
But today, Donald Trump called.
Let me stop this. I'm sorry. And so, y'all, here's the thing, and I know some people are, feeling like Allison is lying. I do believe that I don't agree with the way that she brought this to the media. However, multiple things could be true. People, when things like this happen, we have Diddy, who is in jail right now for allegedly possibly touching children like that. So you don't know these people personally. And allegedly, she found a journal which she should not have published or presented to the public, but there are things in there that his family said that they didn't know. So you don't know what these celebrities can or don't do. Hell, you don't know what your neighbor does. So people kill me when they're like, how you? No, I mean, you don't know. And I'm saying that it could be. That's just that. Whether you agree with it or not, they are not, just like since Lounge is on here, just like stuff with Beyonce, you don't know these people personally. And even people that you do know, you will find out sometimes that they are not who you thought they were. And let me give you a good example. For example, my daughter's school, when she was in school, I happened to go onto there's a website called Megan's Law, went onto the Megan's Law and saw that one of the parents who was very active at the school, a man, was on there for RAPE. And I'm like, what? This man is at the basketball games. He's with around our children, and he had been in prison for a violent crime. So please, I mean, yeah, y'all gotta miss me with what people can and can't do, especially if you don't know them. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to Ringo, and we're just gonna play a little bit. Let me see. For those of you that didn't get to hear him talk about it in her book, where she talks, hold on, in case you missed it.
All the sin is a part of. So it's like.
Sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties.
It's not going to bring or yield any results. If Twitch's family is not crying aloud for justice for Twitch, they're wasting their time. Everything else is just entertainment, and the beast system will make.
Yes, please smash the like button. Let's get those likes up, y'all. Thank you, Lounge. And don't forget, you guys, go follow the Lounge on YouTube. Go follow Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy on YouTube, and also Lulu's World 93 on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Or that Twitch's family end up looking bad in the long run. Anybody that go on Gail's interviews or whatever the case is always end up looking bad. People got to really pay attention to what goes on. So we're going to get right into it, right? So we're going to go right to the pages and break this thing down for you, because we want you, the viewer, to pretty much know what's going on. And I don't want nobody to be deceived any longer. We're going to focus on the fact that
Yeah, Ricky, I watch Ringo. He is like the subject matter expert when it comes to this this right here. But yeah, he's serious. He don't play.
Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of being a pedophile, and this is the reason why he killed himself. That's basically it. So Alton Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of being a pedophile, and let me see what else we have here. Yeah. And that's pretty much the reason why he killed himself. So that's what she's looking for. That's what she's pretty much saying right now, right? So I want to get into that so that the people can see that. Maybe I didn't update the title. Let me see. Okay, here we go.
Yes, he does deep dives. He will stay on a story every single day, hours and hours, and comb through the details. That's why I do watch him. I do.
All right, so that's pretty much the title. So this is actually the old title here. Let me get rid of that. That's the old title. That's the new title. Breaking news.
But y'all, let me say this. When this story first broke, I believe that it was I didn't know what element of it, but I said there's some pedo stuff involved in this. Now, whether he did or didn't, I don't know. But it came out allegedly from his childhood he had been touched. I just knew it was something deeper from the beginning.
Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of killing himself because he was a pedophile. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking about. So now, let's get right into the content. Find out what's so crazy about this, right? So now, and I have to talk about some other things regarding, people putting out content, they're not being truthful. When you talk about these topics, you got to make sure you're telling the truth, right? You can't be posting information that's not accurate. So I got to clean up a lot of mess that people are doing. Again, when we're dealing with Twitch, when we're dealing with the case of Twitch, Ringo TV Reactions is the #1 source. Everyone else.
Oh yes, Ricky the Fool, like crazy King World TV. He did a deep dive on that. What's that girl's name? Ali Carter. He's the one who exposed her. He's the one. He had her mom on there, her sister. Like, remember she was going around and everybody was like believing all this stuff about the underground tunnels and stuff. It was like, okay, you could say anything out, like aliens. I mean, hell, but where's the proof? Where's the receipts? Something happened, but King World brought them receipts. He got the family members, Shelly, all the people coming in, talking about her past.
It's just doing what I'm doing, right? I need you to understand that. Ringo TV Reactions is the #1 source, all things Twitch investigative reporting. Anybody else is copying and doing what I'm doing.
I guess you could say I'm copying. I'm not copying, but I am using a little bit of your material, sir. Fair use.
Nobody else is as passionate. Nobody else is as thorough. Everyone else is following my lead. I need for you to know that. So you, the viewer, have a responsibility. Clicking the like button, sharing the content. Now.
Yeah, he just said click the like button, share the content. So click the like button. What are we waiting for?
She's looking for. That's what she's pretty much saying right now, right? So I want to get into that so that the people can see that. Maybe I didn't update the title. Let me see. Oh.
Yes, Ricky. So Ali, I think allegedly, that's her, Shelly. That's her girlfriend, the one she calls her mother. Basically, they said they're going together. Okay, and that's a weird situation right there. That's very
all right,
weird.
So
let me get this going again. What am I doing?
That's the new title. Breaking news. Olison Holker accused Stephen Twitch boss of killing himself because he was a pedophile. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking about. So now, let's get right into the content.
My problem with this is that I feel like, okay, she read his memoirs, you know, she is speculating. That's speculation. I believe something happened. I really do. So much goes on in Hollywood, y'all. You just don't know. I mean, I think that she's protecting one of the children. I do. But she don't want to protect him. But I think something allegedly, yes, allegedly.
Find out what's so crazy about this, right? And I have to talk about some other things regarding
why does it keep stopping, y'all? I'm sorry.
You know, people putting out content, they're not being truthful. When you talk about these topics, you got to make sure you're telling the truth, right? You can't be posting information that's not accurate. So I got to clean up a lot of mess that people are doing. Again, when we're dealing with Twitch, when we're dealing with the case of Twitch, Ringo TV Reactions is the #1 source. Everyone else is just doing what I'm doing, right? I need you to understand that. Ringo TV Reactions is the #1 source, all things Twitch investigative reporting. Anybody else is copying and doing what I'm doing.
Y'all hit the like button. Let's get those
Nobody
likes
else
up.
is as passionate. Nobody else is as thorough. Everyone else is following my lead. I need for you to know that. So you, the viewer, have a responsibility. Clicking the like button, sharing the content. Now, what exactly is going on? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, right? And for those of you that might be like, but what's the problem? Other people are talking about it. They could talk about it, but at the end of the day, if you're just regurgitating what I already said, you're not really talking about it. You're just following me. So might as well just tell everybody come follow what I'm doing, because nobody else is as passionate as what I'm doing. I'm dedicated to what I do, right? That's why I'm doing the content. That's why I have the book, because I do the research. I actually read. You know, I'm doing the work.
Y'all, I didn't read the book. I did listen to I listened to excerpts of it on Spotify. Shout out to AT2 because he's the one who let me know you could listen on Spotify. Y'all get the likes up though. Come on now, please, let's get the likes up.
Unlike Twitch's family, they're not doing no work. Twitch's cousins, they're not doing no work. Manny, he's not doing no work. He's busy posting the so-called news that we already covered. Did he give you any commentary? No. Did he break down the videos? No. So what is he doing? Mostly guarded it. And did he worry that he...
Okay, you guys, I went back a little bit so you can hear me again.
And did he
this isn't
worry
her book.
That he was somehow fated to do to his son the same monstrous things that had been done to him?
Well, Ricky, so she says that he confided in a friend, but she doesn't give the friend's name. So she allegedly does say that a friend told her that that's true.
Wrote.
That's what she says.
It's in the book.
But still, even if it's true or not, as a person who's over his estate and his personal memoirs, like I would not have released that information about my husband to the public. For what? I mean, he has a public persona. He has a public reputation. Y'all have a child together. How did she talking about she's doing this to help other families? How? You're not even helping his own family. What about his mother? This is evil. This is evil.
Now watch this.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
What happened? You guys, I apologize because this thing be acting crazy sometimes. Hold on. Let me take it off. I don't know what, it just jumps around. I apologize. Uh-oh, I totally lost it. Christy said this is very evil. It is. It is very evil. Well, actually, let's watch some of this. Okay, here's another one where they're talking about her. Let's see.
So important in my healing journey that people start to see me as me without him. And it's really important for people to see my children as individuals without him, because that is the reality.
Child, this lady is cold. This lady got some.
So, Lounge, please hit the like button, y'all. Please get the likes up. This is his wife, Allison Holker, the one who wrote the tell-all, the one who was trying to force his family to sign that NDA. So this is the person that we're saying is the narcissist and evil and the bully.
If you don't know who she is, this is the widow of the late Stephen Twitch boss, Allison Holker. It's a lot of folks that's been saying she is the happiest widow they've ever seen. And they ain't saying it because they want to hurt her. They're saying it because this Allison chick has been doing the absolute most with her deceased husband's name. If you ain't heard yet, sis been moving real funny since Twitch's tragic passing. And when I say funny, I mean straight up suspicious. Now, y'all know Twitch passed away in December 2022, leaving us all in shock. He was a king in the dance world, a whole vibe. But while his fans and family were grieving, it seems like his wife was already plotting her next move.
Smash the like button, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, she already moved on to the next man, baby.
Dropped his last name just 48 hours after his death. Like, not even 2 days, y'all. Who does that? And if that wasn't enough, she also...
Oh, yeah. Like, didn't she change her name like days after he died? She took... Yeah. Oh, man. She did a lot of scandalous stuff. Everybody was like, lady, are you crazy?
A new man and did a whole press run on it. She sold their family home and has been hitting every red carpet she could find. Oh, and let's not forget that the book she just dropped, spilling all of Twitch's deepest, darkest secrets. Is this how you honor your late husband? Or is it giving money grab? Let's get into the tea. First off, let's talk about how Allison dropped his name quicker than the ink dried on his death certificate. Since Allison boss one day and then...
Yes, Ricky says, look at her soulless eyes. Yeah, she's all about that money. Yeah. And I think she was a bully in the marriage. You could just tell. He was kind of mild and meek from what they're saying. She was a bully.
Back to Allison Holker like nothing happened. Now, I'm not saying she was cheating, but let's call a spade a spade. Who moves on that fast? Like, you didn't even let the flowers from his funeral dry up before you started rebranding yourself. And I ain't saying people can't grieve like they want to.
Yeah, she was talking about, I want people to know me for myself and not attached to him. You have y'all had a family together. They bought homes together. Y'all have a baby together. What are you talking about? Like, we gonna know you for you without him. It was crazy. It was weird.
This situation is different. It's giving next chapter. And baby, the streets noticed. Fans were side-eyeing her like, girl, why are you such in a rush to detach from your man's name? Especially when Twitch's memory is still so fresh in everybody's minds. The man was
You guys, let's get those likes up. Let's get the likes up. And you guys know what is even crazier? Before he unalived himself, she was talking about, they had been on a talk show talking about she wanted to have another baby. Stop lying. She's always been Allison Holker professionally. She's never changed her name professionally.
By millions, but his own wife couldn't wait to shake off his legacy. Oh, but wait, it gets worse. Sis already booed up with a new man. And we ain't talking about months later, y'all. This was quick.
Thank you, Lounge. I finally had somebody send to the block party. Hey! Yes, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up, y'all. Thank you, troll.
With like blink and she's on to the next. Now, ain't nobody mad at a widow moving on eventually. Life goes on, right? But baby, this timeline is tight. People are starting to wonder if she was eyeing this new man before Twitch even passed. The whispers started when folks noticed she was...
Now, a lot of people are also saying, I think it was Willie D who said it first, like when a spouse dies, the living spouse is the number one suspect. It's like they closed his case so quickly. A lot of people are saying they didn't do enough. Yeah, the block party recipient. Thank you. Yes.
all smiles and glowing on social media, posing with her new man like she ain't just lose her husband. Like, sis, where's the mourning period? Heck, but it gets real nasty because out.
And so that's the thing. She moved on really quickly, but everybody is saying that she went public with him, but they think that they were already sneaking around. And there have been rumors of infidelity in the marriage.
Been going out of her way to make her deceased husband's family suffer. And by suffer, I mean she's allegedly cut off contact between her husband.
Yes, that's the thing, Christy. They didn't. People are feeling like they didn't do a thorough investigation. Like, you know, the spouse is supposed to be the number one suspect, and the fact that she gets this new man. I don't know if y'all remember Lacey Peterson. I don't know, but remember she was pregnant. Her husband, Mark Peterson, he unalived her. Like, your spouse is the number one suspect. Ricky says, Willie D, I have a with Willie with no Millie. What? Really? Why?
Family and her kids.
Keep it real though. Sometimes I don't agree with him either though. But he's always on it too. Yes, Lacey Peterson, I believe. Same thing. It's like the spouse is the number one suspect.
Twitch's mama. If dropping his name, moving on, and cutting off his family wasn't enough, let's talk about this book. Yes, you heard that right. Allison dropped a whole memoir, and baby, this tea she spilled in there is messy. Sis revealed that she found drugs in Twitch's shoeboxes, and that
yes, let's get the lights up. And she talking about she found the rugs in his shoebox. People who knew them together years ago, they said she did them too. So it's like, why are you letting everybody know? So what, he did that? Was he a stumbling, fall down drunk? Was he an addict? They didn't find nothing in his system, so that's crazy. Yes, Miss Peterson's story. Lacey, I think it was Lacey Peterson, because it was here in the Bay Area. Was it Stockton or Milpitas? But that was crazy. That was crazy.
he allegedly struggled with addiction. Mind you, the man's autopsy found no drug or alcohol in his system. None. So why would she even say that?
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, what?
How many lies she gonna tell? At first, I think she said she didn't know she found a copious cocaine or whatever she said of amount of drugs, but then you say you didn't know he did. Like, girl, lady, lie, get the lies together, girl.
Or was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue.
Yep.
And see, another thing, why are you telling us what you didn't know about your marriage? This just lets me know that you weren't as engaged or a participatory person in your marriage like you should have been. You should be talking to a therapist and trying to protect your children instead of running to the public to make a bag off of his death. That's what it seems like.
You gotta understand just how nasty this is. Because it's the same woman that said she didn't see any signs that her husband had any issues before he died.
That's what I'm saying.
Been with for 13 years. And please, someone tell me, how big was that closet? Now, everything we talked about is nasty enough. But Allison took it one more step further when she shared details from Twitch's private journal. Y'all, she exposed that Twitch allegedly wrote about being SA'd as a child by a male figure. Like, why? What does that have to do with anything? Fans and family were furious. One of his cousins took to Twitter and said she's been trying to tarnish his legacy and refuses to let the Boss family see the children, only to exploit and lie on my cousin. Another close friend, Courtney Platt, went in on her too. This is by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I've seen in my entire life. You're living your life on every carpet, in every magazine, and you needed to do this? Get a journal, a therapist, a friend, but publishing a book? Shamelessly sharing the page.
Hey, welcome, Whirlwind Beats. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Please hit that like button when you come in. Everything sounds like a script coming out of her mouth. Nothing is ever real. And not to mention that, she be lying. She forgets her lies. That's the problem.
This journal, People magazine.
Wait, Roman, did I have to cuss anybody else today at your job? Did I?
A joke. And let's not forget the NDA drama. Child, I almost forgot that. Allison made everyone, even Twitch's own mama, sign a non-disclosure agreement just to attend his funeral. Baby, that ain't love. That's control. And the internet been dragging Allison ever since these revelations came out. One fan said, happiest widow I've seen. No remorse, put out her dead husband's trauma out to the world. No were found in his system. She changed her name on Instagram.
Okay, that's good. I'm still ready for tomorrow. What do they say? I stay ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Just 2 days after his death, then have people sign an NDA at the funeral. Girl, another said, I was originally going to comment on how strong this woman is for talking about her grief until I read the article and saw that she spoke about her husband's private journal entries. If he didn't share things with you in life, why would you share them with the public in death? This
Bingo. That's the $1 million question. If you didn't know about the fact that he allegedly had been touched, it was in his journal. If he didn't tell his own wife, he didn't tell his family, why would you bring it to the public? That, to me, that lady hates him. That lady hates him. Nobody does that. I'm sorry. You just, hell, look at the FBI got stuff about people that they consider classified that we can't even read about with public figures. Why would you do this to your own husband?
was disrespectful and dishonorable. And there was this that said, so she's saying this man was an introvert and didn't want others knowing his pain. And here she goes putting it on blast. But the biggest question on everybody's mind is why? Why would she do all of this?
Yeah.
Is it grief or is it greed? Well, Twitch's cousin, the one I showed y'all before, had a word to say about that.
You know, for a person to be married to somebody that committed suicide, and then that person supposedly find a shoebox.
Whirlman says, allegedly Ellen and Diddy just S.A. sin and it's all sacrifice. He would never hurt himself and his so-called wife is so wrong. Just us for the start of light. Yeah. I was telling a lounge earlier that there was also, people are trying to say that there was a Diddy Ellen DeGeneres connection to all of this as well. Please get the likes of y'all.
Disclose the contents of the shoebox with the entire world.
Yeah, why?
Then read that your loving husband's journal, private personal journal, and then share the contents of that with the world. It's very difficult to believe that you have any interest.
Another family member reposted a...
And it's not even now. You're not protecting your kids. Just think that the son that they have together, like you doing this to his dad.
Statement from Manny Cross, one of Twitch's closest friends, who said, Dear Allison, you have lied for the last time on my brother. He wasn't an addict. You will say and do anything for $1. An addict? You are the one messing with the Molly and X. What's that last part? Cup Molly. Child, I ain't saying nothing because we can't prove nothing. So it's all alleged. All we have is all we can see. And what I'm seeing, what everyone, especially Twitch's family, is saying, is a woman that was with their son for 13 years and had his kids choose fame and...
Yeah, Whirlwind Beats, allegedly she was arrested at an airport or something. I haven't seen it, but he said she was arrested for being drunk. Now, you done smeared this man's name. Now we finding out you will fall down drunk your damn self.
Clout over preserving his memory and legacy. See, it's like the clip I showed y'all in the
sorry, you guys.
Where she said that it's important that for her healing journey, that people start to see her as her without him. My translation is she don't want to be known as Twitch's widow. She wants to be Allison Holker, the brand. And while
now, y'all keep in mind though, We didn't know nothing about her. He is the reason that she is as popular, because he was the dancer. He was the bigger name. So now she don't want to be associated with him? Girl, you're crazy.
Wrong with moving on. It's just the way she's going about it. It's giving opportunist. So one of the questions I really wanted answers for when I was pulling all this together was she always this calculated? I know one of Twitch's friends said something about the marriage being hell for Twitch and how he wanted to leave before he took his life. Is there a clue there somewhere? And did she even love Twitch, or was he just a stepping stone for her? It's hard to say. On one hand, she was with him for 13 years and they had 3 kids together. But on the other hand, her actions since his death don't exactly scream devoted wife. One thing's for sure, Twitch deserved better than this. He was a light in so many people's lives, and his legacy should be celebrated, not exploited. What do y'all think? Is Allison just grieving in her own way, or is she out here chasing clout and cashing in on her late husband's name? And do y'all think there's something darker going on here?
I
Or
do.
are we reading too much into an already complex situation? Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Yeah, I think just like her last statement, is there something more darker and nefarious going on? I think it is. And just like I said 6 or 8 months ago, there's more that's going to come out. More about Allison, as well as all of this, whatever happened to him. So I don't know. I hope his friend will come forward and give us more information. I mean, but it's just sad. One of the saddest things about all of this is how his mother was treated, how his family was treated. I can't imagine that somebody would make your mother sign an NDA before they see, are able to see your body. I only have one. And I just imagine that if somebody did that to me, it probably would be 2 burials. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh no, this is just too much. But anyway, y'all, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you, Lounge, for helping me out here. I appreciate it. Y'all be sure to go follow the Lounge on YouTube. Go follow Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy on YouTube, and also Lulu's World 93 on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And y'all, please hit that like button as you come in or go out. And thank you, Lounge. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm still trying to get used to doing lives, because that's not my thing. I'm not that comfortable. So y'all, what I'm calling it is my blue light lives. So the blue light kind of calms me down, so I'm not as so I'm gonna be doing my blue light lives. Oh, and now I have my little tagline that I'm going to say. Oh, Christy, I appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all. Oh, I love y'all. Y'all so sweet. Thank you. I love the energy, love the positivity. So, y'all, I have my new tagline. You know how the Lounge ends with lead with love and positivity? Because I don't always lead with that. Sometimes I'll be one to lead with, look, mother. Okay, but I digress. So my tagline, what I'm going to start saying because now this is something I truly believe, is life is not a one size fits all. So do you. And I was telling my daughter, I was like, oh, I got my new tagline for my channel. I said, life is not a size fits all. Do you? She's like, I ain't never heard you say that before. I'm like, girl, if you don't, what? If I don't say it, I think it. But no, y'all, I do believe that. That's my motto. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Peace, blessings, and love. And have a good day at work. And Whirlwind's Beats, just let me know who I got out tomorrow, because I need to get it off my chest. All right. See y'all later. Bye.